Oula. Hello. Welcome everyone for the Allegria first conference in the master stage. It's gonna be in English. And it's gonna be led by Henri Bonenfant, Thomas Bonenfant, with as an invite, he shooted an invite to Pierre Lombard, who's working for Make, and Laurent Carry, who's head of Tech Factory at L'Oréal. Please give them a warm welcome on stage and enjoy the 45 minutes.
Test. Hello everyone, thank you for being in there. I'm really glad to host this second roundtable on the NoCode Summit 2023, during which we'll be discussing the topic of emerging jobs in NoCode and AI. I think we should have a slide maybe to present the speakers. Yes, perfect. But before we start with the question, I would like to introduce the topic and explain why we have chosen this topic. So we're in the midst of a digital revolution where technologies is reshaping the way we work. The rise of no-code platforms and low-code platforms plays an important role in this shift, enabling employees to create their own application without writing a line of code. But also, artificial intelligence, which is not just a buzzword today, is changing the way we work and creating new opportunities. We have seen the creation of new roles, such as no-code, low-code developers, but also more exotic ones, such as prompt engineer, or I even see a job who was called ethical AI monitors, who are people who are training the AI to behave ethically sound. So we are now convinced that if you want to stay competitive as a company, you must jump on the bandwagon. And also as an employee, if you want to pursue to grow in your career. So we have today the chance, and we are fortunate to have two top quality speakers, Pierre Lombard, Global Customer Experience and Business Operation at Make, and Laurent Carry, Head of Tech Factory at L'Oréal. Now we could start with the first question. So, Laurent, in your, and also Pierre, in your respective domains, what are the most significant changes you've observed in job roles and responsibilities due to no-code, low-code, and AI?
I think the big effect it's there is many new tech wave. Every year, a new technology and a new revolution. And there is a few years, there is a no-code, low-code revolution. But after, yeah, generative, etc., coming. And it's very hard to follow all this wave tech in a big company because there is some delay to take it and to define what is the best use case and what is the governance. It's a big challenge for us because big company want to more agility, but we need to minimize the risk and to have a governance because we are in all country in worldwide, and we need to know what is the best usage for this technology.
Maybe Pierre, you want to add something?
Yes, so on our end, at Make, we're a much smaller company, and we are striving for some sort of agility, and we see two major impacts in terms of transformation, in terms of roles. First of all, the generative AI is, of course, a game changer. The main challenge around this is due to the fact that you want to gain control over this content. So let's take an example. When we design customer-facing automations, when we want to bring content to our end consumers, we always need to balance the fact that should we provide this kind of content, it should be really closely related to the reality and the truth of the content. Let me give you an example. We have hundreds of thousands of tickets coming from customers. We have a huge help center. We have a Make Academy. All these information are spread across different platforms across the world. How can we make sure that we can leverage that in the right way in order to push the right content, which is not coming from somewhere, and opening this kind of black box to understand how we can generate our own content leveraging AI. So that's topic number one. And the next one is probably related to how we are organized from a data perspective. There is a strong impact in terms of architecture, and especially at the data engineering level. We need people, we need very solid people invested into deep learning, but not from an algorithm perspective, but from an architectural perspective. It's very complex to build these huge vectoral database that can be nurtured in real time from all these different sources that we have at hand, and also take into consideration the feedback coming from the end users to ensure that the relevancy of the content that we keep pushing is absolutely accurate. So these are the two main impacts on our side.
Thanks a lot. And what kind of opportunities do you see for professionals with this new trend of no-code, low-code, and also, of course, AI? Maybe Pierre, you want to start?
Well, there is one huge opportunity to me, which is about to happen, which is about application design. Currently, we are all more or less focused on workflow automation, business automation. But when you think about it, compiling and combining hundreds and thousands of complex scenarios into one big container, you would turn workflow automation into true applications. So that's the main opportunity which is about to rise in the next few years, I would say. And that's where it's absolutely fascinating. There is no limit to what we're going to be able to achieve in the next few years.
Yeah, and one thing is, I think some job doesn't delete, but there is some transformation. I think, for example, for coding people or developer, this guy or woman spend more time on design, perhaps on data acquisition, and after spend many time to build an application with a composable architecture, but after don't spend many time to the coding, because it's possible to use low-code, no-code solution, or IA generative to produce the code. And I think it's possible to have a new developer profile with more competency in design, in architecture, in the future.
Okay, thank you. But AI today is also helping people with the creativity part. So you talked about design, but AI can now even design for you sometimes. So where do you think, how do you envision the balance between human creativity and AI?
Well, I can go first, but first of all, I have a limitless confidence in human brains, I would say. And by the way, human just invented AI, so I'm not that worried about that. And I would not say that currently AI is providing some sort of creativity. AI is guiding, is making recommendations that always need to be created. So of course that's going to evolve over time, that's going to be refined, we're going to make a lot of progress, but still, when you think about business automations and architecture, there is a huge gap which is not yet filled. In order to understand how we can move from I would like to combine one or two capabilities, I would say whatever, your CRM, your invoicing platform and so on, from, well, I would like to make sure that my customer journey would be entirely automated, and I would like to ensure that each specific touch point would be under control. I'm not sure that AI is ready to go that fast and that far to date. Maybe that's going to come, but at that time, the human brain will be one step ahead again. So creativity is not there, and to me it's not controversial to say that AI is just a guidance, it's just a support, some sort of help. But if you want to code something using your GitHub Copilot, for instance, you are still going to review the code quite extensively to make sure that it makes sense. So you save time, of course, you can go slightly faster, but that's not going to improve the creativity in any way, in my way.
Yes, and don't forget, intelligence artificial, it's a tool. There is no emotion. If a model see, I don't know, some picture, okay, it's possible to accelerate, to transform, to produce a new image with other image, but without any emotion. And for a brand, if we produce some, I don't know, product or digital service without emotion, I think we fail. And for us, my conviction, it's the human is the heart of the customer experience or engagement experience. Okay, it's possible to use some AI to produce faster or to help our creator with some idea. Yes, but at the end, I think the most important is the emotion. And today, I don't know a model to produce some emotion.
Okay, thanks. And maybe if we focus on the implementation of these new technologies at L'Oréal. I think it's even a bigger change for a global company like yours than for a little company that is more agile. So what kind of changes have you seen since the integration of this new solution inside L'Oréal?
Yes, it's not the same level because low-code, no-code, we start last 2 years or 3 years, and now we are at the scale. And there is many change because we need to have the right support by our manager, and I think the first step is to have a big governance, because when we are a big company on the whole country on the earth, it's mandatory to know what's happened, where is your apps, what is the usage, there is some risk or not, do you have some data privacy issue or not, and it's mandatory to take the time to define what is the governance. But we have a challenge, because if the governance is too strong, I think we lost the value of, for example, low-code and no-code, because with this technology we provide some autonomy or agility, and if you have many gates with many blocking point, it's difficult to scaling low-code, no-code in the company. And we need to find the best tuning on this topic. And after, yes, there is some new technology coming, like intelligence artificial. It's too soon to know what's happened in L'Oréal on this topic, but yes, we need to define what is the best use case, where is the risk, because there is some risk for a big company, because there is some ethic topic, some competencies and human resource topic, etc. And we need to find what is the best scenario, what is the best way to use this new technology. And perhaps, I don't know, there is some, I don't know in English, cannibalism between this technology, because, okay, with low-code, no-code, we don't produce some new code. But with AI generative, it's possible to produce many code with some codex model, etc. And I think for some people, like Citizen Dev, these guys go with a low-code, no-code, but for the developer, I don't know, because it's more easy to produce Python lines very easily with AI generative, and these guys say, I stay in my in my perimeter where I produce a new code, more code with this technology, and it's difficult to define what is the future. I think it's depends of profile of people, and I think the future, the best way is to have, I don't know what is the right name, it's a cyborg with the brain and to use all technology, low code, I don't know, intelligence artificial, but some PaaS solution, some other automatization solution, etc. And it's like a Lego to build a new digital service and with all this technology. It's more an assembler, an architect than a developer.
Thanks. And talking about competencies, in an editor perspective, what do you think will be the new skills required in this new era?
So surprisingly, I don't think that we need new skills. I think that we need to stick to the basics, because what's going to happen is that we need people to understand how a business operates and how we can make this business more efficient. So now we have many more tools. We have low code, no code, AI, which is supporting this kind of stuff as well. But in the end goal is to make sure that you are going to increase the value towards your customers and to make to run your operations super efficiently. So I would say the core skills that are needed here are process design and business acumen. You need the combination of the two. You need to understand how a business operates. You need to understand how a company operates. But you also need to understand how you can streamline operations across different teams within a given company to strive for efficiency. So sticking to these two basics, to me, would be the key of a successful business makers, business automators, I don't know how you want to call them, but this is how they would be successful in the future to me.
Okay, so wide set of skills and not new ones.
Well, new technology is is very specific, right? How many people in this room, I would say, master LLMs? I don't know if there is anyone here mastering this kind of technology, but using a tool to me would imply some sort of capability to step back a bit, looking at the overall organization and understanding where are the pain points and fixing them. That's, to me, the core. And we have absolutely fantastic tools now, thanks to NoCode in particular, to move even faster than anyone.
I think now in my company, for example, the first skill, it's what is your capacity to reskill itself. I think it's the mandatory skill for now for tech people, because technology wave change every years, and it's mandatory to have people with the capacity to reskill himself every day, every month, every year. It's not easy for us and for me, perhaps for you. It's an effort, because sometimes we are not comfortable with some new technology, but now it's mandatory if you want to embrace the future, to reskill every day your competence.
Yes, I think we totally agree on that. We are now in a continuous learning era. You need to train again and again and again to follow the evolution of these new technologies. And if we focus again at L'Oréal, could you share with us maybe some example of creations of new roles or changing our organization inside the company?
Yes, we try something and test and learn something. Yeah, there is some success and some fail. We are not a hero, but we put some maker for to use and to be an ambassador for low-code, no-code technology in each zone, in each business platform. For example, we have some tech ambassador to explain in all business, because all people are not a tech fan, etc. And we need to have tech people to explain for marketing team, for example, what is the value of low-code, no-code for some use case, and for other use case is not a good way. We have some category of these people. We adapt our IT governance, but we have the same governance for all tech. Low code is a tech for other tech. AI generative is a tech. It's a tool, and we have a global governance, but sometimes we need to adapt to preserve some agility. For example, for low-code, no-code project, it's not possible to have the same gate, but we need to provide some guideline, some governance on this project. And we don't forget the heart is the data, and we are very focused on data production, data quality, because without data, it's not possible to have a good project with low-code, no-code technology or IA generative technology. The data is very, very important for our business, to have the right consumer insight, to have the good service for all consumers, and we need to preserve the data governance, the data quality.
Okay, thanks a lot. So you have now some makers at L'Oréal? Yeah. Okay.
Many makers now.
Perfect. And if we go to make, I think maybe it's a question that you had sometimes, but how do you see the collaboration between classical developers and NoCode developers in Make, for instance?
So at Make, it's quite easy, and we don't call this collaboration, we call that synergy. And I usually refer to some sort of analogy with the solar system. So when you're a company, you're running your product or service, there is this core application that could be represented by the sun, right? And this is where you want to invest all resources with the highest level of quality to remove all potential constraints. You want to gain full control over that. This is where it makes a lot of sense, or at least at Make, to ask our developers, hard coders, let's call them like this, to really dedicate 100% of their time there. This is your top value. This is what you're going to expose to your customers. But in the solar system, there is not only the sun, right? You have millions of planets revolving around the sun. And these planets might represent your business applications, your CRMs, your invoicing platform, your cash collection platforms, your whatever platform. And in order to make that work, you need to orchestrate all these business applications with your internal customers, your external customers, in relation to your core product. And this entire orchestration, to me, definitely falls now under the responsibility of the no-coders, because it's easy, it's fast like ever before, and it's super efficient because you're going to ask your people in charge of business operations to manage their own efficiency. And this is why I do believe that it's really about synergy. And by the way, that's going to also force your hard coder and your no-coder to work on similar technology. Of course, now when you develop your core product or services, you want to make that platform accessible, right? So you are going to create API endpoints. So all your business application will be to exchange information, data, in a consistent way, reliable way, to make your service super efficient in the end.
Thanks. And if you're not a hard coder and you want to start with no-code tools, where do you advise to start, and how do you advise to train on these new tools, and what are maybe the core skills that you need to have to use them in the right way?
I'm a bit biased because I have some sort of lean background, and I have to admit that when I look backwards and I'm looking at this lean toolbox, this toolbox is absolutely fantastic. Value stream mapping, these kind of tools that allow you to understand how business operates, how to map operations, and instantly go into where it would make sense to remove these non-value added steps, to automate them, and then really make sure that your team would 100% focus on the value. This is absolutely powerful. So I love very much the lean approach, combined to some sort of statistical analysis. Why that? And I'm referring here to Six Sigma, for instance, which is a pretty old-fashioned technology, but still, I like the approach, where you want to measure your efficiency, right? So you try to change the way you operate within a given organization, but you have also powerful tools in order to statistically understand whether it brought value back to your company, to your customers. So the combination of these two, to me, would be wonderful in order to step into these kind of new roles. Plus the fact that I would assume that each serious no-code platform would offer some sort of academy where you could understand all the concepts behind no coding, which are not that complex, but might be interesting to have a look at before jumping into it.
Yes, thanks. And if we go to L'Oréal, how do you make sure that people in your company are trained on these new technologies so they can use them right?
Yes, and we put some training, some academy, university, but we start by the data, not by the technology tooling, low code, no code, or I don't know. We start by the data, and we have a different type of training. If you are business, if you are tech people, if you are data science. And after, we have some other training. If you want to understand, to use, for example, I don't know, some low-code, no-code solution. There is some training, and we have a center of excellence. And this team, the role is to support and to provide some expertise, some guidelines for all maker and product manager.
Okay, thanks. Maybe we could take some question from the audience. So don't hesitate if someone have a question, or I have also other question. I can continue, but is there someone? No? Yep. Yes.
In French or in English?
Yes, you can do both.
Thank you very much. Vous préférez en français ou en anglais?
Maybe so that anybody could understand, you can stay in English.
Okay. Thank you very much for holding this conference. First of all, my name is Rida Bourgi. I'm a product manager that is specializing in AI. You spoke about different skills that people should have in order to adopt these new technologies. I joined Pierre with this approach of finding synergies, because in the short term, I don't see that there is like a conflict or a competition between coders and no coders. As a product manager, I use NoCode in order to prototype first and find like quick product market fit, test and like manage user test phases. However, with the actual technological stack, especially if I take, for example, Make, which I use on a daily basis, I think there is some limitations that are complemented with code. And also I joined Laurent when he said that today there is also this capacity of generative AI that enable coders to go fast. I think for leaders like you are in your companies, I think we have to find the right equilibrium between applying no code and code. I think there are some phases in the product development where we can prevent from getting into exhaustive and lengthy and evenly heavy investment in code before testing a product, before getting some traction on it. So in the short term, just to make it short, in the short term I see that it's very good for everyone to learn no code, because it makes people aware about the possibilities, and it makes also people capable of providing more valuable tasks than like sending or replying to emails. Pierre, you've been talking about LLMs. I can consider myself as a person who has some expertise in that domain, and I think in the long run, even for Make, we have to ask ourselves, is there any, will it be any place even for no code? Because with generative AI, we can put in place teams that can think together, that can generate plans, that can generate strategies in order to implement code. And in addition to that, we are testing, let's say, some agents that enable us to develop prototype as quick as no code. So I've been in this journey of like reskilling myself, and thanks to Laurent for speaking about that. We have to continue gaining skills. We have to continue to keep an eye on the evolution of technology. Generative AI, it's not the first and the last technology, but it's a revolutionary technology that we need to be aware of. We need also to keep skilling ourselves with the tools that could make us more competitive in terms of cost, in terms of efficiency, in terms of speed. So my question is to you, Laurent, how at L'Oréal, which is a global enterprise, which has a lot of business units and support units, how do you combine between the risks and the investment required to explore these new domains like LLMs and the fact that you are a company at scale who cannot commit some governance errors or, let's say, open risk issues when exploring innovation and prospective projects?
Thanks for your input. The first, when we are a big company, we have some global strategy. It's the first, because it's important to understand. It's not the topic is not what is the tool. No, it's what is your business strategy or what is your IT strategy. The first step is to define what is your strategy between buy or made. Sometimes for some project or some business is better to buy, and there is no place for low code, no code or other technology. We take a SaaS service for, I don't know, resource human management with, I don't know, a big leader on this. So on. And sometimes you say, yes, but I want to make. And when you define this strategy, it's important after to put in place what is the brick, technology brick for to make some project. And after, it's important also to define what is the return of investment, because I think I speak with many low-code, no-code editor, and we have a little issue in low-code, no-code because the cost model for license is not good, because it's a license per user, and this model for me is antagonist with the cloud mindset. It's mandatory to have a pay-as-you-go model, because for your example, if we want to have some innovation project or prototype, it's not possible to have this project if we need to buy in advance, I don't know, 100, 1,000 license for this tool, and I don't know, 1,000 license for Make, for, I don't know, ChatGPT, etc. And after the addition is little big, but I don't know if this tool will be using. It's not possible. We need to have more agility in cost model with our technology partner to anticipate and to have more agility to try and test and learn some innovation project. I think it's very important to change this mindset with our partner, because this model is not very good for innovation.
Thanks. And we have some no-code tools that have pay-as-you-go models. Such
and
as
that's the great news I wanted to share with you, because Make is consumption-based, so there is no license issue at all.
Thanks. Is there any other question? Yes,
Hello. I'm a big fan of Make. I'm using it every day for 2 years now. And I think these kind of tools, they're going to be the next Microsoft Excel, you know. In everybody's people's CV, resume, everybody's putting that they know how to use Excel. And I think this is going to be the case with tools like Make in the future. But I wonder if you can share your insights, how fast this is growing the skill in the workforce, and then what are the best practices to, this is more a question for Laurent, what's the best practices to implement these skills into your workforce, because I think the more your employees can automatize things, they can spend more time on other tasks that have more value added. Thanks.
Oh, I don't know if...
I can maybe quickly
Yeah,
start, and I'm going to hand
yeah.
over to you. So thanks a lot for loving Make. We appreciate that. That's very kind. And when it comes to what you've just said, I fully agree. I think we are entering to a world where no code is becoming a commodity. So not mastering this kind of technology would be an issue for many of us, right? So I do believe that it's all about education and continuous learning. That's what I'm a strong believer. Each one of us needs to keep training themselves on a regular basis to make sure that you stay ahead of the curve. That's for sure. So fully aligned with you. Commodity must be mastered, and you can have Excel capabilities, Make-like capabilities in the future, indisputably. Yes.
Yes, I think yes, I agree of this conclusion. I think the best challenge today for a company like L'Oréal, but I think for Make also, is to find the best talent, the best competence. And I think in the future, the way of sourcing and recruitment, I think there will be many changes. The first new deal, it's the massive increase of freelance. Many people go outside some company and change our life and become a freelancer. And I think in the future, in company, we have some team for project or product with many different profiles. Some people are long-term employees because these guys or women capitalize the history of brand and company, the process, and etc. Some guy or woman come for big external partner, like, I don't know, Accenture, Capgemini, I don't know, Devoteam, etc., etc. And some guys and women are freelance. And we have, I don't know what is the best name, but a fusion team with all these different profiles with the same goals, I don't know, project, products, etc., and to deliver this project. And I think it will be very mandatory to change our mindset for recruitment, for when we build a team to choose each sourcing, and perhaps there is a new type of agency to provide a different profile for the company.
Thank you. Maybe one last question.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Jonathan. My question would be basically like, how do you in your practice, support people in the change involved by implementing no-code tools? This has a tremendous effect on processes and especially the established workforce. So I'm curious to hear more about that, how you basically support the change to enable the no-code revolution inside a company.
I'm sorry, maybe could you speak a bit louder? Because I'm not sure you heard, Greg?
Oh yeah.
I think I got it, yes.
Okay, perfect.
It's really about how we can conduct the change
Yeah, that's right.
efficiently. Yeah. So there is one power that lies behind no code, is the fact that you have an easy way to fix problems, right? So show me any company in the world who is not facing some sort of pain points. So one key driver to me in order to be successful in conducting the change within a company is to go straight to the point. So we are going to help you make your life easier in your company. Show me where you struggle. Show me anything that you're going to do which is completely useless, but if you don't do it, the business might be at risk. Show me anything that is absolutely irrelevant because you need to go from one system to the other, duplicate information and so on, and we are going to help. And if you start engaging in that way, providing the actual value to your internal users, the more you deliver the solution, the more people are going to adopt, and the more promoters you're going to grow within your company. That's at least what we are trying to do with our customers.
Thank you. I think we'll finish on that. Sorry again for the pictures, for the photo.
I like it very much. I mean, having some sort of hair is it's really cool.
It's not the right one. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being here, and I let the scene to you.
Thank you.